Yes, welcome to Come Well to another episode entitled Amias, as I am, as you are. Today's topic and question of today's video is entitled, Are you actually wealthy already? Are you wealthy already? Am I wealthy already? Are we actually already wealthy? Before I go into this topic, I want to touch upon the dictionary definition of the word wealth. What does the word wealth mean according to the dictionary definition? Let's check it out. The definition of wealth is an abundance of valuable possessions or money. An abundance of valuable possessions or money. A lot of people, when they look at wealth, they equate wealth to money. That couldn't be more wrong. As a matter of fact, that's extremely incorrect. The totality of wealth cannot be money. And it's just one simple example. If you were in the middle of a jungle around lions, bears, alligators, whatever animals that are there, and they all circle you and they're looking at you like lunch, and you say, wait, hold on. Before you guys do something, let me let you know I have $1 million in my bank account. I have $400,000 on me in cash right now. And I can give it all to you guys for free for nothing. All I want you to do is just let me live. I just want to survive till tomorrow. What value or worth is your money to wild animals? You think if you give them $200,000 when you're surrounded by wild animals that's looking at you as lunch and ready to pounce on you at any second, that if you offer money to them, that they're going to let you survive and let you live? That's not their perception of value. That's not what they define as something that's worth something. You as a meal is worth more to them than money. As a matter of fact, they don't even know what the hell money is. So when we look at wealth, it's all going according to perception of one's living standard, from one perception to another perception to another perception. What is your form of wealth? What is what's valuable to you? And if you have what's valuable to you, then you are considered wealthy. At the simplest understanding of it. Okay? Now, when the dictionary definition says an abundance of valuable possessions or money, I ask you this, but valuable to who? Valuable to you or valuable to someone else? Where does the understanding of value truly reside? Within your perception of value or another's perception of value? What wealth is it's all about what keeps you young and vibrant, what genuinely catches your interest and holds your attention. It's about that which maintains your clarity, your sanity, your mental balance, and your emotional balance. This is what true wealth is. Are you creating things of that nature? Are you surrounding yourself with things of that nature to maintain within this balanced harmonious like state of being, because that's what true wealth is: an abundance of valuable possessions. First of all, you are the value. Uh, you are of value. That's number one, which means that that which is of value holds value, and that which holds value can create things that are valuable according to its own perception. So, and you are an abundance of principles, ideas, inventions, creations, things that you can create through your mind and your hands to sustain and maintain your balance, your clarity, your sanity, your emotional balance, and your mental balance, so that you can create a wealthy atmosphere around your being and around your environment, or your environments, like your home, your car, your area, bedroom, bathroom, the living room, a backyard, front yard. You're creating your perception of wealth, your perception of clarity, your perception of balance, your perception of well being. It's something that sustains you, but also something which can further you. At the same time, it maintains you. It's something which also promotes uh, furthering. I'm going to get more into it as we go along. Okay, let me get more into it so I can get to the point I'm making more clearer. The next doorway is, how do you know if you're wealthy already? How can you tell if you're actually wealthy already? How can you find out if you are? Well, it's all based on your specific mindset or mind and your heart, which was tailor made for your being and your own personal experience in this life. What is of true value to you? What is of high quality to you? Most of these answers from individual to individual to individual will be mostly the same responses, like life, love, experience, learning, tapping into the spiritual understanding, etc. Your perception of wealth is based on your perception of life. Without without the interference, bombardment, without the interference and bombardment of others' perceptions being imposed upon yours. See, it's based on you. What is known as wealth is based upon you and your perception. How are you living your life? How is the life living through you? How is your mind? What keeps you, a you that can transform into the next you? What keeps you at that you state that encourages, inspires, or promotes that next you to come about? This is what wealth is: something that maintains you, but also furthers you. It maintains you, but it furthers you at the same time. This is what wealth is. Okay? And while I said it's, you have to find out what is of high quality to you, what is of any quality and value to you. Because what's quality and value to you may not be of quality and value to me. And this goes with anybody, because everybody has their own perception, which means everybody has their own under, has their own perception of wealth and perception of value and perception of quality, depending upon void and fulfillment in their life, what was taken from them, what was given to them, things of this nature. This is what can start to etch out and sketch out and color in what is of true value and true quality to your beingness. so that you can create your wealth, because you are the one that is of true and highest value. So you may, in other words, you actually very well may be already wealthy right now in this moment. True wealth, what true wealth is sanity. What you mean? For what? Sanity for full granted access to focus and concentration at will. You have to be sane in order to have full access into your focusing mind and your concentrating mind at will. Because focus and concentration gives birth to potential, and potential gives birth to possibility. So sanity is a form of wealth. Another form of wealth is clarity. Clarity for full granted access to ideas and inventions. Once again, giving you access to potential and possibility, something which maintains you, but also promotes a further you, the next you, the continuation of you into the next you. So sanity is a form of wealth. Clarity is a form of wealth. Because this is of high value. And you are a being, a human space being, a human that is being. Being already within itself is of the highest value and quality. So you're already of high value and quality, which is why you yourself are the epitome of what is known as wealth, which means that you can only create wealth. You cannot not create wealth, because you are value and you are wealth. You are wealthy already, but you have to tap into another innate aspect of yourself to create your wealthy environment, to create your wealthy surroundings, to create your wealthy creations. You have to be sane and you have to be clear-minded. And this is your inherited birthright. This is what you're supposed to have, regardless to anything and everything. You're supposed to have this, because this is what keeps the foundation of you, in order for you to structure beyond the foundation of that, to build yourself up, pretty much from that point forward, to create your wealthy surroundings, your wealthy environment, your wealthy atmosphere, your wealthy creations. So what I'm saying is, you don't have to work for wealth or work to be wealthy. You are already wealthy. Words like rich, these things are based on money. Once you understand money is nothing but currency. Another word for money is currency, and currency is nothing but energy. Aren't you energy? You are an abundance of energy, which means you are an abundance of money or currency. You are already rich, which means that you are already wealthy right now. But you have to tap into your spiritual account, your spiritual checking account, and your spiritual savings account. And you have to invest into yourself. How do I invest into myself? By being sane and by being clear-minded. Having sanity and clarity at any given time, wanted, needed, desired, or required, for whatever reason. So true wealth is sanity. True wealth is clarity. True wealth is also mental balance. Mental balance for deciphering and discernment. You have to be able to decipher and discern one thing from another. See, this is what comes with sanity. This is what comes with clarity. Mental balance comes as a offshoot from sanity and clarity. And then through mental balance, also another true wealth, or what is known as true wealth according to the spiritual concept, the spiritual aspect of things, is emotional balance. Emotional balance to be in an ever-flowing nature of grace. So these are four things according to the spiritual understanding of what true wealth is. True wealth is sanity. True wealth is clarity. True wealth is mental balance. And true wealth is emotional balance. If you have these four things, or can access these four things, because you already have it, once you access these four things and you activate these four things, you are going to be an ever-flowing ever-flowing grace. You're going to be an ever-flowing grace, an ever-flowing nature of grace. And being in the ever-flowing nature of grace is actually what being wealthy means. Sanity, clarity, mental balance, emotional balance. This means that you are in a harmonious state of being. To be in a harmonious state of being is to begin the creations of your wealth, or to express what wealth is in the physical reality. It's basically meaning like to be a child, you know. And once you start to create things in the physical reality, um, it's basically you want to see, how do I encourage and inspire myself um, by my own makings and by my own creations. Um, Everything I make with my hands, whenever I look at it, I'm not looking at creations and designs per se. I'm literally looking at my mind, which means I'm constantly in the realm of self-reflection. And that within itself keeps me engulfed within myself totally. Like what you see in my hands, besides this ring, everything else are creations that were created in this home. These are things that I made with my hand and that my creation made. These are things that were created at home. I like jewelry. I like wearing certain things on me, wearing certain natural things on me, so I make my own jewelry. This is not chains, this is not jewelry, this is me on me. I made this. This was made home. These things were made home. Because I like jewelry. So I'm not wearing jewelry, I'm wearing my ideas, I'm wearing my mind. So every time I look at my jewelry, I'm looking at my mind, which means I'm constantly in self-reflection mode, which means I'm constantly a constant state of harmony, a constant state of clarity. Because it was clarity that brought about these designs and creations, first and foremost. I had to be in a clear state of being, in a sane state of being. I had to be balanced mentally and balanced emotionally before I began creating these things. So when I look at this, it's also not just my mind, but it's also a representation of clarity, sanity, balance, um, and emotional balance and mental balance, and inspiration and encouragement. So this is a form of wealth. I like clothes. I have to wear clothes. I wear clothes, so I have my own press and print machine. See, so you create your environment. You master your mind and your emotions. You create your environment. You create your perception of wealth. What is wealth to you? What is of valuable possession? Your first answer should be you. That is your most valuable possession, is you. Secondary is other things that your hands begin to create as a reflection and projection of your mind, showing you your wealth. Your hands are here to show you what your wealth is, what your perception of wealth is. As kids, we had arts and crafts classes. We had paint classes. We made things with woodwork, dealt with stones. We dealt with tile work. We painted. It was around nature, animals. We took pictures, photography. You're doing things to keep you at this young state of being. See? That is where you can find your true perception of wealth within just being a child. Simply just being a child. I like doing things in my hand. I learned this. I may have learned this, certain things like this from arts and crafts. We were all in arts and crafts class at one time. So I'm keeping myself youthful. I'm doing constant self-reflection. I'm constantly looking at my mind. I'm constantly being inspired by me. I'm constantly being encouraged by me. All I see is me. This is true wealth. I like the smell of candles. So there's its own candle making machine. This is a wax melter. My own candles are made. My creation makes them. They smell pretty good. Very good. So I'm creating things with my mind, my form of wealth. You understand? I have to also print things and do certain things at certain time. Pictures that I've shown in the videos, I like to show pictures in the videos certain time until I have them flashing across the screen. But until then, I have a press and print machine, a fax machine. Like I said, press and print machine. I like to wear clothes, so I make my own clothes. Create my own clothes. I like jewelry, I make my own jewelry. I like good smells, I get my own candles made. See, so, and also even for events or things like that of that nature, which will be happening very soon. If you are interested in the events with jewelry, candle, as well as food, um, vegan food, a whole bunch of stuff is going to be sold there, clothing line as well as certain events. I have a 40-foot tent, as well as another tent coming in or gazebo coming in, because I want to hold events, to engage, to build, to network, to share ideas, mind to mind. As children, you put children in the playpen, they play, right? Well, I'm a child. And as long as I remain a child, I keep creating. And as long as I keep creating, I am the definition of wealth. Because whatever I'm creating, I'm maintaining a happiness within me, a joy within me, because I like what I create and I get a joy off of what I create. I like reading books. I like writing. So, therefore, I made my own book. As you are. The art of mastering principle within personal intimate relationships. I like to read, so I made my own book. This is a form of wealth. 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 You see how I'm surrounding my own mind with my own perception of what wealthy means, to be wealthy or to be harmonious within myself, to be a flowing, ever-flowing nature of grace within myself, to have a clear mind, a sane mind that supports my mental balance as well as my emotional balance. I created my home. I manifested my home. On the other side of my house is other creations as well inside the room. I created, manifested a laundromat. I wanted a home for the laundromat. I made it appear. I wanted to be in a serene, quiet neighborhood. I made it appear. Because I found my true value, therefore I create my wealth around me. All is mind. Wealthy is what keeps you mentally balanced and emotionally balanced, and keeps you as a kid. It keeps you a child. Isn't it in your Bible that you can only come into the gates of heaven if you are as a child? Something like that, some degree to that nature. You can only enter the gates of heaven if you are like a child. So then you can't enter those gates. And the gates of heaven is the gates of your mind and the gates of your heart. The entering of your soul, which the spirit gracefully guides you into when you are of the spiritual nature. But you see, you have to be simple-minded. You can't be complicated and complex. You have to be a simple-minded being to create your reality of wealth. But you first have to see yourself of true value. That's first and foremost. Okay? The next doorway is to be wealthy is to always be in the realm of potential and opportunity, whenever needed or wanted to utilize and will into being. That is the true understanding behind the quote, true wealth is health. The potential and opportunity is the divine freedom given to you and recognized by you to access your unlimitedness at any time necessary, wanted, or needed. Within the realm of the physical experience. To have full granted access to the attainable. Being able to attain anything at any time desired and required. Now you see why a clear mind and a balanced emotional body or emotions, balanced emotions is very relevant to create your wealth. You can only see your true value of your being within the realm of nothingness and emptiness. And this is basically what is sanity, clarity, mental balance, and emotional balance. Without sanity, clarity, mental balance, and emotional balance, what the hell are you coming in contact with within yourself? What can you possibly see? What can you possibly encounter deeply within yourself without sanity, clarity, mental balance, and emotional balance? Because through these four levels, when you surpass these four, this is when you see your zero. When you come in contact with your zero, you encounter your value. You are at peace, you are at harmony, you are at balance, you are centered. And this is why the gift of creating in return gives you back the gift of self-reflection. Because what you create, you look at it, you say, oh shit, I created that. And when you look at it, you're seeing yourself. So I'm not touching jewelry I created. I'm touching my mind. I'm not touching a house or stone. I'm touching my mind, my subconscious mind. This was all just an idea in my mind. Certain things around here I built with my own hands. So I built this couch with my own hands. So I'm not sitting on a couch. I'm sitting on my mind. I'm sitting in my mind and on my mind. I'm not wearing jewelry. I'm wearing my mind. This is my personal perception of wealth. I don't know what yours is, but you got to figure it out. because you may actually already be wealthy. And wealth overrides riches. Riches is just to be righteous. This is what rich is. Righteousness, which just means that you know what to do and what not to do to maintain your beingness, to be ripest, to be the fruit, to be the sweetest aspect of yourself, which means to go through melanoma or melanosis, to go through transformative stages. But you can only go through transformative stages once you go back and forth with a few times of self-reflection. Because once you have proper self-reflection, then you have proper self-projection. And this is a projection of the self. This is self-projection from self-reflection. Self-reflection, this creates self-projections. And my self-projections, I look back upon them and I get once again self-reflection. I will understand my value and I can see my wealth. I can wear my wealth. I can sit on my wealth. I can touch my wealth. I can manifest my wealth. Then again, I'm a simple person. In my past, I've been offered plenty of things. Contracts, music contracts, things of that nature. For some reason, I didn't go all the way with it. I found out that I'm just a simple individual. I just want to live a quiet, simple, private life. All money ain't good money. All people ain't good people. All environments ain't the greatest environments to be in. Uh, you have to find out what you want, how you want to understand, to embrace your value and create your wealth, or to show your wealth in the physical when you encounter it on the invisible. You say, oh shit, I'm of greatest value. I am wealth. Therefore, whatever I create is my wealthy kingdom. This is my wealthy empire. And it maintains my sanity, my clarity, my mental balance, and my emotional balance. It's that simple. It really is that simple. Only if you're a simple-minded person. If you're based in judgment, good and bad, pure and evil, and all this others, I've lost you already. You're gone. I've lost you. You probably already stopped this video. Or maybe just now you might. This is based far beyond that. You're creating your reality. What is your reality? First, you have to find out your value. Then you have to claim your wealth. And then you have to create your wealth around your surroundings. To constantly look at them, to see yourself in them, to see them within you. You know how the atom, the electrons, protons, and neutrons circulate this center nucleus of intelligence? That is what you do. This is the electrons, this is the protons, this is the neutrons that is surrounding the three signs above me, three symbols above me, symbology, this home, this house, the laundromat, the car, the area, the neighborhood. This is all electrons, protons, and neutrons surrounding the nucleus of my intelligence. I am the atom. I am the nucleus. I am surrounding myself with my perception of what wealth is according to me because I know my value. And I've come in contact with my being. My mind is simple. My body is light. My heart is empty. And it's giving. So I am wealthy. I am considered wealthy. Both dictionary definition and spiritual definition. And then once you have your things, you create your wealth, and then you want to just live off of the empire of your wealth and what you create. Then that's when it turns into business and trade and commerce, and and you start to hold markets on it, hold events, make websites for it, showcase it, display it, have it for sale, put it in stores, hold your own events, your own markets to display your creation for out of your mind, from your energy, as a projection of your value and your wealth. And then this is when your wealth and your value starts to work for you. Starts to work for you. This is when you fully surround yourself in the cipher of yourself. And you are just content. You are balanced. You are cool. You are chill. Fine. Just as you are. Nothing else needs to be added to you. If anything, you add things to something else. Nothing else is added to you because you are fully complete within yourself. Okay. Next story is, are you a simple mind and simple person? Or are you a complex mind and complicated thinker? Nobody's true perception of value is the same as anyone else's. So there's no monolithic way of living and there's no monolithic way of thinking. Every life is carved out for its own specific purpose and mission in the flesh. Every purpose is unique unto its own. You can either be the dog sniffing another dog's ass, or you can be the dog watching another dog pass. Do you find true appreciation in the smallest things, which doesn't acquire money or purchase? This is something else to ask yourself. Because this keeps you out of the stores and more into your mind. You're not looking to purchase something, you're looking to create something. I'm not looking to purchase as much as I create. I create more than I purchase. I like candles. Am I going to buy a candle? Or am I going to make my own candle? It's that simple. I like jewelry. Am I going to buy some other jewelry? Am I going to make my own jewelry? I like clothes. Am I going to go buy somebody else's clothes? Or am I going to create my own brand, my own line with my own logo and print up my own clothes? As a matter of fact, this is the machine right here. This is one of the parts of the machine. Right here. So I make my own clothes. My own hats. My logo, my print on my own bags. Whatever. I'm creating my own reality. I am valued. I am wealthy. And I'm only wealthy because I seen my value and I learned my being. I learned myself because I was involved more in my beingness than my doingness. There was plenty more times in my life where I was just being rather than doing something all the time. And being in the space of silence, stillness, and privacy, I learned a lot about what I am truly made of, what my true makeup is. It's just me, what my makeup is. And I'm constantly in the process of renewal, which is why I don't look the way I looked before. Years ago, I don't look the same way I look. I would have never thought I would grow my hair or make my own jewelry or print my own clothes, my own clothing, or have my own clothing website. Now, I've always been into music and sports. And see, another thing, I like music. I like true lyricism, not noise that's out there now. That shit is just straight noise and disrespect and demeaning. It's majority of it. I'm not going to say all of it. Majority of it, or what is being promoted, of course, it's garbage. So I call it noise. People say, "You heard that music? You heard that song?" I say, "No, I ain't hear that noise. I don't know. I have enough noise in my head." I create music. Being that I like music, I make my own music. When some sung on there, my creation will sing on it. Perfect voice. And I am the perfect lyricist. So yes, my album also will be, the website will be on the bottom to purchase the album, to purchase the singles or the album. And you will see another avatar or another form of wealth, another perception of me in the form of sound, lyrics, music. So I'm in an ever constant continuation, ever flowing intelligence, just constantly transforming, constantly morphing into the next me, into the next I. And then what I create inspires me to create more of what I create. And then just so happens to catch somebody else's attention and they find it of value. They found my value of value to them. And that in turn enhances my value of myself. But not because they value what I put out that I value, but because it's an intelligence that is showing me that it is expanding and it is growing and it is reaching masses of people. So therefore, this is like a mission. This is a message. The message will be in my videos, as well as my lectures, as well as my book speaking engagements at Barnes and Noble in different places, as well as music, as well as the clothes, as well as the jewelry. All this stuff speaks because, and it's actually coming from a very genuine center within my being, within myself. So it's a very genuine, honest, flowing energy, which means I'm getting nothing but the truth back in return. I'm getting nothing but centeredness and balancedness within myself back in return all the time, tenfold, a hundredfold, because I'm being true to my nature. I'm being true to my being. I'm, I'm displaying my value. I'm creating my wealth. I see my wealth in the mind. Now I create my wealth in the physical. Just so I could see it again, just so I could see myself, just so I can self-reflect, so I can once again self-project things. So I'm staying into myself. And this is even how people hear me, they hear my music and they hear how I may articulate certain things a certain way. They say, yo, you don't sound like nobody else. And I know the secret of how I do what I do because I had to stop listening to people. I had to stop listening to musicians. I had to stop listening to different people on the music circuit to find out my musical gift, my musical talent, my musical value than myself. See what I'm saying? Um, when I played sports, basketball, football, on teams, won trophies, all this other stuff, I became great at that as well because, and also I stopped looking at sports players and people in sports, famous and all, because I had to find out my craft. What was my unique original craft? What was I born here with? I had to find my value. I had to find my wealth in sports and create my wealth, or create or find my value in sports and find my value in music. See, I eliminated everything else out of the equation just to find me. I had to shun everything out and shut everything off and just zoom in totally on me and what the hell do I have that nobody else has? What's inside of me that I need to draw out? But how do I draw it out first? First I have to know I am of true value. I have to have confidence, principle called confidence. See, all these things matter. All of these things matter. Okay. Um, So this is why, that's why I said, are you a simple mind and simple person, or are you a complex mind and complicated thinker? This is how you find your value. See, like I said, once you find your value, that is when begin creating your wealthy atmosphere, your wealthy environment on your body and around your body. Okay? Um, like I said too, you gotta find appreciation in the most smallest things that don't cost a damn thing, which actually begins with yourself, your being, your heart, your soul, your spirit, your experience. Okay? Next doorway is there's a difference between happiness and joy. Are you a content individual or an anxious person? Are you centered in what life provides you? Or are you only happy with the things which are hand created in life? And if so, is it things that are created by your hands and your voice, or someone else's hands and someone else's voice? By your creativity or by someone else's creativity? All these things matter if you want to come in contact with your true wealth, if you want to see your true value, because all these things can be blockages and block you from you. This is very, very, very important. There's a difference between happiness and joy. Happiness is just something that's just there for a moment, but it fleets away. It flees away. It's like a passing cloud. Joy is connected to contentment, balance, centeredness, clarity, sanity, emptiness. That's joy. Um, are you a content individual or an anxious person? All these things can be blockages that can block you from seeing your true value of your beingness. So anxious means, you can't stop moving. You're looking for the next problem, the next thing to go wrong. You're in expectations. You're expecting something. That does not help you when you are trying to create your wealth and also display your wealth for sale and purchase and to make a business off of your wealth, to create an enterprise from your wealth. Because these are things that work for you in return, and you direct them however you want them to work for you. But if it's of true value, it'll sell itself. Remember, you're creating things not because really you want to create things or because you're creative, but something is created, something is manifesting because it's being needed, wanted, and desired by someone and something out there. See, we work for the divine. Everything goes hand in hand. See? Are you a centered person in life? Are you centered in what life provides you, or are you only happy with things which are hand created in life? Or basically, are you happy um, with what life provides you, or are you happy with things that are handed to you? In other words, these are things that you really have to really address within yourself. Like I said, once again, this can be a distraction and an interference, and it can interrupt you and corrupt you, or it can give you full access to the clarity within your essence to maintain an essential nature of being. All you have to do is be empty and be clear and be sane and have balance emotionally and mentally. And you will undoubtedly see your value immediately. And then when you see your value, you'll see that you are just an innocent child. You're of innocence. You're of the youth. This is why even old people or older people, let's say that older people, 80, 70, 90, they still go play water gun fight with their grandchildren. They playing water guns. They throwing water balloons at each other. They playing tag and racing with their grandchild or their child, or just them amongst themselves acting like children. because you never truly escape the child within you, because your soul is a child. This is why there's no such thing as age to that degree. There's a such thing as time. The body is governed within time, but the spirit and the soul is governed within age, and age has nothing to do with number. Age is the spiritual zeitgeist, which is the spiritual presence. And spirit does not age. Spirit is of all ages. Spirit is any age and all age. And it just means a twist on the energy, another twist on the kaleidoscope, another different angle twist on the kaleidoscope, but it's still the same damn kaleidoscope. It's just a different perception. That's what age is. Age just means a different perception or different energy shift. That's what age means. Time is something different. We are ageless beings, which means you always remain an infant, you always remain a baby, you always remain a child. That innocence is where your value is at. Because that innocence is what kept you clear-minded. As a baby, you were just playing with toys and playing with your friends, just playing by yourself in your own imagination. Or playing with other spiritual entities or spiritual presences around you. But you were just laughing, you would enjoy, you were looking to have fun and play. That's the whole point. You have to play. Why do you think an adult can have a baby? Shouldn't an adult give birth to an adult? Why does an adult give birth to a baby? Because that thing that comes out of you is always telling you that you had a baby inside of you. That baby that was born, that physical baby that was born, meant that you always had a spiritual baby inside of you. Somebody who's stuck up, mean, and stubborn, all of a sudden they have a baby, and they playing with the baby, and they're laughing, giggling, and they're having a good time with their child, with their son or their daughter, their babies. They became a child again. Did they become a child again, or were they always a child to begin with? And a baby is not happy. A baby is joy. When we lose joy as adults, we look for pockets of happiness. But little do we know that that happiness is going to be there and gone in a second. But you jump into these pockets of happiness to jump back into the foundation of your joy. In that joy is where your value is at. In that value is where you see that you were always wealthy to begin with. Whatever you like to do as a child, do it now. If you want to create a business off of it, do what you did as a child and make it a lucrative business for yourself. Like I do. I still take pictures as well. Keep yourself a child. This is how you find out what your value is, what your perception of wealth is. That should be the only perception of wealth, which is joy, contentment, clarity, sanity, and balance. Because out of that comes creations. You understand how this goes? And those creations are just a physical representation of your a physical representation of wealth from your spiritual value. Okay. Next story is more attention to the outer pulls you away from your own inner. A quiet person desires a quiet life. A private person desires a private life. You can't be a private mind entertaining a public life. It just doesn't mix. It doesn't infuse correctly. What are you really? Who are you? How are you really? How do you find out? By ceasing the need or want for input, information, stimulation, and external assistance. This is how I personally made contact with the I inside of the me. Very, very important. I found out when I came in contact with my true spiritual value within me. I said, damn, I'm a quiet person. I'm a private person. So therefore, pardon me, I'm a quiet soul, I'm a private soul. Therefore, my person or my persona or my personality has to complement that which is the spiritual and solar quality of me, because that in turn enhances my value. And that in turn creates the wealth. See, I'm giving certain points in certain places one after another so that you in turn can connect these dots to make it make sense to you in some way, form, or fashion at some time. See, I may do this video now, but you may not get it or really fully take it in until maybe 5 years from now. Timing, perception, transformation, acceptance. See, one thing to know, how bad do you really want to know yourself? It's another thing. How bad do you want to know? Once you find out how bad you want to know yourself, then the next thing you have to find out is, am I willing to go that mile to find out what the hell I truly am, who the hell I truly am? But that's only if how bad that you want to see, or you want to see what your value is as the being that you are. And you want to create your true wealth, not someone else's wealth based upon their perception, or living vicariously through another person's eyes, living their life through their eyes while you're still in your own damn body behind your own damn eyeballs. It's ridiculous. You will never ever find your true value or create your true wealth from that point. Ever. It's an impossibility. Oxymoronic. So who the hell are you? What are you? Whatever you find of peace and tranquility within you, within yourself and your perception, that is your true wealth. That is your true value. You have to tap into that, because that is what keeps you sane. That's what keeps you clear-minded. That's what keeps you mentally balanced and emotionally balanced. And you have to be these four things: sanity, clarity, mental balance, emotional balance. Is like saying emptiness, 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 emptiness. You have to be empty in order to keep creating creations constantly, especially if you want to create your own business, your own kingdom, your own empire, where these things that you create now create circumstances and situations that get you revenue and money in return. You're not selling the products, it's selling itself because it comes from a genuine place, the heart, your soul, your childhood innocence, your divine primal point of being and clarity and center and balance. How can it not go? How can somebody not want it? It is of life. You are being of your true life and livelihood. That means that this has life in it. Literal life in it. This has life in it. My clothes have life in it. My music has life in it. And if you are a being of life, then you are going to automatically gravitate towards it, because it is life drawing life and you are life attracting life. Only if you are genuine and honest and true with your spirit, your soul, your beingness, and your nature. What is your nature? Find out what keeps you calm, what keeps you content, what keeps you cool, what keeps you chilling. And from then on, you will start to create your creations. You will start to project your wealth from the screen of your value, or from the lens of your value, begin to project your wealth and create your wealth. See, and the wealth is its own intelligence, which starts to create circumstances, situations that start to benefit you financially in return right away. Because it has to. Not because I said so, not because you believe it. No, because it has to. It's just divine law. It's just the way this universe operates and functions here in this reality. This is why people enjoy a real, genuine entertainer like Michael Jackson or James Brown, because they are really dancing from their hearts. They are really displaying their art and don't give a damn if you staring, don't care if you buying their tickets or anything. They're going to keep dancing even in the privacy of their own home and their own living room. Even if they never want to be in front of a screen or ever want to entertain tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of people, it won't even matter because they're going to do it without people or not, without money or not, with money or not, with people or without people. That's another way to find out your value and your wealth. Are you doing things that you would do even if you weren't getting a damn dollar from it? Would I still be speaking and having these engagements and these teachings or these sharings if I only had one subscriber? Hell yeah. Because I like doing this. It keeps me empty. It keeps me clear. It keeps me sane. It keeps me balanced. So therefore, I know my value. I speak my wealth. I create my wealth. I wear my wealth. I look at my wealth. I sit on my wealth. I live in my wealth. This is my reality. I created it. I spoke of it before it got here. I thought of it before it manifested. You won't believe where I live. But this ain't about belief. This is about to convince the subconscious mind. But the only way you can do that is only when you know your true value. If you don't know that you are valuable and you don't know your value, then you possess nothing. Therefore, you are not wealthy. I don't care how much money you have. You can have $10 million in your bank account. If you didn't find your true value within yourself, you are a poor man of no value and of no wealth. Next doorway is, are you a consumer or a sustainer? Do you like to be around a lot of people or enjoy your space and distance from people? Being around a lot of people can cause mind interference and behavior interference. Sooner or later, you begin to mimic others' behaviors and the way others think and the way others do. Once again, like I said before, this is why, in order to find out my musical gift and my musical talent, my musical value, and to create my musical wealth from my lyricism or how I put things together, how I articulate and describe and explain my experience according to my perception of my reality, I had to stay away from other musicians. I had to stop listening to people. I had to stop watching other musicians or other entertainers in order to find out who the hell am I? What the hell am I? What am I made of? What is my true genetic makeup? What is my divine makeup? What is my universal gift? What am I supposed to give and share from my heart? Not from my voice box or my ego, my personality, but from my heart, from my spirit, from my soul. I want to talk from there. I don't want to talk from my voice box. I want to talk from here, and I want to talk from here. See, that's the difference. This is why I wouldn't advise people that's trying to find their value and create their wealth to be around a lot of damn people all the damn time and to watch so many things and to listen to so many other people and watch so many other people. This would not be recommended. or suggested to come in contact with what I'm discussing today. Absolutely. Be more lost in the source more than anything. You'll be trying to look like him, dress like her, live like them, speak like him, walk and talk and act like them. You'll never find yourself, which means you'll never come in contact with your value, which means you'll never claim your wealth. Next doorway is true wealth in regards to money, currency, and finances, survival wise, is based on if you make double to triple of income of your normal simple living expenses. Because if you do, then you are considered wealthy. For example, if you make $3,000 monthly and your rent, phone bill, internet, and car insurance altogether adds up to about $1,200, then you are considered wealthy. This is in regards to money, finances, and currency when we're talking about wealth at this moment. Then you are considered wealthy, or at least semi-wealthy, considering you're not a shopaholic and addictive consumer and don't have a lot of children. And this is not even including you having your own business and have other streams of income, other businesses on the side. Because if that's the case, then you are definitely considered a wealthy person. So when it comes to the understanding of money, currency, and finances, just for example, hypothetically speaking, if you get paid at your job $3,000 a month, and all your expenses, your rent, your phone, everything, your car insurance, everything altogether is about $1,000, and you have $2,000 left over, then you are considered wealthy in the understanding of money, not the spiritual nature how I was just touching upon, expounding upon prior to. This is in the regards of money, cash. You are considered wealthy because you are living less than half under your means. See? So everything altogether, all your bills and everything is 1/3 of what you get paid monthly. Which means you have more money to invest and create than you have to pay for bills and everything else. So you're considered wealthy. But what are you doing with that leftover $2,000? Are you going to clubs? Are you partying? Are you wasting that shit on other miscellaneous crap? Are you investing in yourself? Or are you putting that money down and saying, I'm not touching another dime of that until I go inside my mind and create something? And this is the beautiful part about this wealth, spiritual wealth, is that it doesn't cost nothing. The only thing you pay towards spiritual wealth is attention. Is attention. How can you not be wealthy if the only thing you're paying to be wealthy is to pay attention? Pay attention to your beingness. Pay attention to your energy. Pay attention to your mind. Pay attention to your heart. Pay attention to your spirit. Pay attention to your soul. Be attentive for your soul. Be aware for your spirit. Be conscious of your surroundings and your being. How much does that cost? Then you see why you may be living ass backwards. This didn't cost a damn thing, which my creation created. This didn't cost a damn thing. This didn't cost a damn thing. Other things didn't cost a damn thing to begin with. This was all just an idea in my mind. And I'm working on the second and third book as I speak, as we are holding this moment in this moment right now. I'm currently typing up my next two books at the same damn time. about to plan speaking engagements pretty soon. I have a promotion campaign for this next second book that I'll have to be in touch with a few people pretty soon. But I'm gonna do that after. What the hell are you doing? That's priceless. It costs nothing and it's priceless when it comes out. This costs nothing, but it's priceless in the spiritual realm. Because it's a spiritual, it came from a spiritual foundation. This came from nothingness. This is why I told you, I'm touching my mind. I'm touching my mind, literally. These are not stones and gems and rubies and crystals. These are different archetypes of my mind. This home, this house, these symbols above me, these sigils above me. This atmosphere, this environment was from my mind because I found my value. And your value is going to be perfectly etched and sketched and created for you. But what are you? Who are you? What is the I inside of the me that you think that you are? All this shit matters. It doesn't make me greater than you. It doesn't make me superior to others. No, it just makes me me. But you have to find out what makes you you. Like I said, this keeps me content. This promotes, this encourages me. This inspires me. Like I said, true wealth is something that's created that also it maintains you and sustains you, but it also furthers you. And further means, confidence, inspiration, encouragement. See, so all these things are pushers. They appear and they're also push. They appear and push, appear and push. This is what true wealth is. Okay, next doorway is, are you in tune and in sync with your natural gifts and talents? And if so, is there a cost needed to create them and expose them? And if so, are you generating an income from it? So, are you in tune and in sync with your own natural gifts and talent? Once again, this is all about going inside, finding your value in order to create your wealth and your wealthy environment, your wealthy atmosphere, and your business of wealth, or your wealthy enterprise, to reside within your wealthy kingdom. This is how you find your natural gifts and talents, which is basically you claiming your inherited birthright. Have you claimed your inherited birthright? Do you know how to claim your inherited birthright? Can you be still, be quiet? Stilling the body and stilling the mind. Not quieting the mind, because you're not going to quiet the mind. You can still it. Like I said, as the thoughts carousel, suspend from the thoughts and just witness the thoughts. Don't get attached to any thought carouseling in your mind. Witness the feelings in the body. Don't feel the feelings in the body, but just witness the feelings in the body. How do I do that? Know that the body came here for an experience of feelings. Find yourself elsewhere while the body is feeling whatever it's feeling. Learn how to witness the feelings rather than feel the feelings. Learn how to look at the thoughts in your mind rather than attach yourself with an emotion to the thought. It's all about knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Gnosis. Okay. That's why I said, come in tune and sync with your natural gifts and talents, and if so, is there a cost needed to create them and expose them? There should be no cost needed to create and expose your talents and your gifts. Like I said, the only thing you got to pay is attention. Pay attention to yourself. Pay attention to your being. Pay attention to your nature. Pay attention to your essence. Pay attention to your presence. not your image, your presence. Have a knowledge of something beyond you, that is you, but it's beyond you, that you are attached to, but not in direct contact with. Have a knowledge of that, because that is the foundation of you here in this moment in the flesh. Find out what the foundation of your beingness is, not destruction. Okay. Next story is, are you cultivating a mind or filling in your brain? Do you seek information or do you have faith in your intuition? Are you of faith or do you rely? Are you a commander or a prayer? Do you take order or do you give order? This, cultivating a mind, I touched upon this in the last 3 videos before this one. Do you have a mind? Have a mind part 2 is the Bible saying to use your mind. And also to have a mind is to also claim your value and to know your wealth and create your wealth. You have to have a mind. You have to cultivate a mind and then access the mind and then activate the mind in order to find your true value and in order to create your true wealth. That's first and foremost. A lot of people may jump in the mind and out the mind every once in a while. But can you remain in the mind? Like, it's not about getting money. It's about, can you keep money? So it's not about just jumping in the mind. Can you stay in the mind? Not jump in and out the mind, in and out the mind, in and out the mind, in the mind, out the mind, in the mind, out the mind. Can you access the mind, activate the mind, and remain in the mind? Because if not, then you are just filling your brain. And if you are in your brain, then you are seeking constant information and input. And you are not of your intuition, nor your instinct. Or you have instinct that comes along with senses and things of that nature, but you're not being of your intuition. You've lost touch with your intuition. All these things are connected to value, to wealth, to soul, to the mind, to the spirit, to manifestation, to transformation, to conversion. It's all connected. Okay? Do you seek comfort or contentment? Because if you seek comfort, then you are not going to access your true value nor come in contact with your true divine wealth. If you seek contentment, contentment keeps you once again in the realm of potential to always constantly create the wealth, to constantly create what you find, to constantly create from your value, your point of where your value truly resides within you, which defines your wealth. You don't want to be comfortable, according to this understanding. You want to be content. You want to find contentment, not comfortability. You become comfortable, you become stagnant. It's like perfection. It's not about perfection, it's about perfecting. It's not about life, it's about living. The ing at the end, the continuation. Contentment is continuation. Contentment is potential. Potential is continuation. To be comfortable is, it's as good as dead. It's good to be uncomfortable. It's good to not conform. Because you have melanin, you have DNA within you, which is a chaos molecule. It is what is known as quantum physics. It is the chaos. You are a chaos being. You cannot put chaos in a box. You can't put chaos in one creation. Chaos is going to create another creation. You try to put chaos in here, then they create another creation. Put chaos in here, it's going to create another creation. You put chaos in here, it's going to create another creation. You put chaos in here, it's going to create another creation. Put chaos in this, it's going to create another creation. You cannot box chaos. So being comfortable is like trying to box chaos. You can't box it in something. Seek contentment, not comfort. Next doorway is, are you a warrior or are you a worrier? A warrior or a worrier? Are you a worshiper or a devotee? Are you a believer or a knower? People who become comfortable lose their desire. Being of that accordance in regards of your true nature is like putting a stop sign in the middle of a 65-mile-per-hour highway. In regards of your true nature, because you're an ever-flowing being of divine continuation. So being comfortable is like putting a stop sign in the middle of a 65-mile-per-hour highway and trying to cross that road. See what can occur in the imagination right now. So when I said something about are you a warrior or a worrier? Worry, once again, is emotion, the emotional body. You become emotional. That in turn creates a chemical which disrupts the brain, which makes it more difficult and challenging for you to access your mind. You have to be in your mind to see your true value, to access your divine wealth, to start creating your wealth, to find out if you're actually wealthy already. Because if you're working to be wealthy or you're trying to be wealthy, that is ass backwards, because you might already be wealthy, but you haven't accessed your spiritual vault of riches yet. And it's in you. It's not somewhere in some bank or under some ground or in some place, some building or some structure. No, it's within you. Okay? Wealth is the word willeth, which means willing. It's also the words well, to be at wellness. Wealth is also the word wheel, to remain turning or revolutionizing. This is what the word wealth is connected to. Wealth is also the word willeth. Willeth just means willing. So you can only be wealthy if you are willing. If you are willing, if you are wheeling, if you are turning, if you are revolutionizing. Because a turn or full circle is known as a revolution. So are you revolutionizing? Are you willing to do something? That's why I said knowing you're wealthy doesn't mean nothing. That's half the job. You got to be willing now to access into your own spiritual vault, to invest into your own spiritual bank account, into your own mind account, your own being. That's where wealth is at. That's where your wealth is at. Because that's where your value is recognized. Wealth is health. But what kind of health? Wealth is health. We all heard that, right? Wealth is health. Wealth is health. Health is wealth. Wealth is health. But what kind of health? Mental health. Not physical health primarily. Mental health primarily. Physical health secondary. Because the body is nothing but a reflection and a projection of the mind. Wherever the mind is at, the body will be wherever the mind is at, or the body will turn into wherever the mind has transformed it. It's just a reflection of the mind. All is mind, not all is body. It's not. We don't say all is body. We say all is mind. This is a place where all is mind. So where can true health be? Which is wealth in the mind. Wealth is health. Health is wealth. Okay. The next doorway is, well, basically, in order to grow, in order to expand and to enhance and to mature, into your true value. You have to know what growing is. True growth grows in silence, isolation, stillness, darkness, and seclusion, which is once again your mind. This is where true growth resides. True growth resides and grows in silence, isolation, stillness, darkness, and seclusion. Good. Next doorway is luxury, fashion, comfort, and convenience has nothing to do with your divine wealth. It has nothing to do with wealth. Luxury, fashion, comfort, and convenience has nothing to do with wealth when it comes to a spiritual understanding of what wealth is. Think about this. The more zeros behind a number, the more nothing it is. Right? Because zero is nothing. So the more zeros behind a number, like 100, 1,000, 100,000, a million, billion, trillion. The more zeros behind a number, the more nothing it truly is. And the more you want that nothing, the more nothing that you truly are. I'm not saying not to get something. I'm saying don't expect it. Don't look forward towards it. Don't care about it. Don't give a thought about it. Just be of your true nature. Express your true value. Create your wealthy kingdom, your wealthy empire around you, on your body, and around your body. Don't worry about the numbers. Don't worry about how many zeros behind. That's not what's important, which is why people who become rich financially, a lot of them claim bankruptcy. A lot of them go insane, lose their mind, lose their grasp and their grip on life and their mentality and their sanity and become insane. Like I said, that has nothing to do. Luxury, fashion, comfort, and convenience has nothing to do with true wealth. And it's in the science of the numbers. It's in the science of the mathematics. The more zeros behind a number, the more nothing it truly is. And the more you chase that nothing, the more nothing that you truly are. Look at the word million, billion. The ION is the only reoccurring three letters from these words. ION is an ion. In science and chemistry, an ion is something that has a giving and or taking intelligence. So words like million and billion means something that can be added and something that can be taken away. Money can be added and money can be taken away from the ion or the ionic intelligence of something. So million or billion is something which can be added or taken away from that million or billion from that amount. So it basically just means something which can be added to or something which can be taken from or taken away from. But get this, understand what I'm about to say next. But true wealth is something internal which can never ever be taken away, ever. Only added to or enhanced or tapped into. Make a choice. Would you rather be rich, wealthy? And this is a little history, a little fun fact of history at the moment. Um, the word mo, as in the word money. We're talking about the word money. The two letters mo in the beginning of money. The word mo, it's a word by itself, mo. In regards to the word money, means or meant or represented the element of water in ancient Kemet. When you get the title Moses, which is why Moses, as we know the story of this person, this acclaimed person called Moses, was born by the water. Mo, Moses is water. The word Mo means water in ancient Kemet. And in Kemet, this acclaimed or supposed Moses was found by the water, and his name is Moses. It's just history on the word money with the two letters, the first two letters, which is Mo. Mo meant water in ancient Kemet, which you know as Egypt, ancient Egypt. In southern East Africa, you get the word monsoon, which meant a certain flowing of water or certain direction of water, depending upon the strength of the winds being influenced by the moon and seasons for boat and sea navigation from Africa to Asia. So there you go again. You have the word mo inside of the word monsoon, which means water in southern eastern Africa. The word mo in ancient Kemet meant water. Mo is also within the word monsoon, like money. Money, mo, monsoon means water. This is why money, definition of money means currency, which is energy. Water is energy, correct? It's an ever-flowing thing, like a wave on water. And in West Africa, as the Nomo people, described by a people called the Dogon as the mythological sea people, or water beings, or fish people that arose from the mysterious and magical waters of the abyss, beings from which we presently derive from, according to the mythology. So you have a people called the Nomo, which were the water people, or the sea people, or the sea beings, or the water beings, that's known from the mythology of a people called the Dogons in West Africa. So you have Mo, which means water in ancient Kemet. You have monsoon in southern East Africa, which means a strong wind or the water being blown towards a certain way depending upon the winds and the seasons. And you have a mythological people called the Nomo, which were a water people or water beings, according to the Dogons of West Africa. Of West Africa. And this is also talking about movies now, connecting the word mo to movies in regards of the word money, on connection and affiliation and understanding of the word money, where it derives from what it's connected to, subliminally. Also, this is also where you get the title of the movie, Finding Nemo. Right? Nemo was the fish in the water in the cartoon movie, Finding Nemo. Also the title of the movie, Mo Better Blues, which is involved, okay, Mo Better Blues. Blue is the water, once again, Mo is water. Okay. Mo Better Blues derived from the blue waters or blue surface of water. And the title of the movie called Mo Money. That shit is self-explanatory. That's telling you that the word Mo is connected to the word money. We have a movie called Mo Money, a comedy called Mo Money. So why am I saying all this? So in other words, to have money literally means to have flow and fluidity, to have currents, which means nothing but to be composed of liquid and electricity. Is your body and being composed of liquid, electricity, and fluidity? Yes. So money just means the flow. Money just means water. Money just means energy. Money just means currency. If you are connected with the waters, with your internal waters, with your internal fluids, with your internal liquids, with your internal liquid electricity, which is what you call your DNA, or the pH within your body, the flowing aspect of your mind, the flowing aspect of your spirit, the flowing aspect, the flowing nature of your soul, then you can easily and immediately generate money and currency, because you have claimed the value and the wealth within your being to manifest it. So money is not somewhere out there in some account in your pockets or in your purse or your wallet. Money, what we call money, or the mo, the spiritual mo, is within you. Draw it out. Your value and your wealth manifests money, because money is just a byproduct. It's just a projection from your value and your wealth. Once you claim your value, then you are living in your wealth. Only once you claim your value. So last but not least, we're going to go by spiritual wealth. What is spiritual wealth? Spiritual wealth is a silent and peaceful morning. Spiritual wealth is a silent and peaceful evening. Spiritual wealth is a healthy, conscious, and considerate man. Spiritual wealth is a healthy and conscious, considerate woman. Spiritual wealth is steady income, regardless of the amount. I don't care if it's $1 a month. That's spiritual wealth, especially if it keeps you content. Keeps you content somewhere in some form of fashion, because you have other sources of income. You have a job, but you're creating another business or another income in some way. Just getting that $1 from your own creation is confidence. Like I said, even if I have one subscriber on my channel, that is inspiration, that is encouragement. I'm thankful for y'all that have subscribed as well, though, at this moment in time. It's appreciated. Spiritual wealth is a content neighborhood. Spiritual wealth is a clean home. Spiritual wealth is running water at home. Spiritual wealth is opportunities of creative expression, meaning painting, writing, drawing, jewelry making, cooking, etc. This is spiritual wealth. Spiritual wealth is a peace of mind. Spiritual wealth is silent and still moments without external distractions. Spiritual wealth is solitude. Now understand, spiritual wealth is the most important wealth, not physical, but spiritual wealth is the most important wealth ever that one could ever have possessed in this life. Spiritual wealth is privacy. Spiritual wealth is knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Spiritual wealth is to know thyself. Spiritual wealth is being able. Spiritual wealth is willpower. Spiritual wealth is control to a certain degree. Spiritual wealth is discipline to a certain degree. Spiritual wealth is health. Spiritual wealth is opportunities. Spiritual wealth is being able to express. Spiritual wealth is being able to articulate. Spiritual wealth is awareness. Spiritual wealth is consciousness. Spiritual wealth is a clear mind. Spiritual wealth is thought control. Spiritual wealth is healing yourself. Spiritual wealth is having support. Spiritual wealth is having a home. Spiritual wealth is joy. I didn't say money, not one damn time, in the list of understanding spiritual wealth is. Has nothing to do with that. Find your value, claim your wealth. Am I as I am, as you are? See you guys next time. Until then, keep good heart, mind. 1, 0.